I haven't been Hama village.
I see. And
Yeah.
you studied English in school?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So this is your first ever class in English?
Yes, this is first class. This is English class, first class.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
And so you know some English now. So how did you learn the English that you know now?
I listen to music song, English music song.
Ah.
I like to. So I try to understand on lyrics. What song I like.
I see.
Yeah, and I usually watching English movie.
Oh. Well,
Yes.
you're learning a lot very quickly, I think.
Thank you.
It's very good. Okay, thanks for sharing. And how about you, Trish? Can you tell us about yourself?
I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah. But my hometown in northern province in Vietnam. Yeah. Do you know Phu Thọ City? Phu Thọ province. You know?
I don't know. Where is this by? This is in the north?
Yes. This is in the north.
I see. But by what is the big city that it is close to?
Yes. It's near Hanoi, capital.
I see. Okay, I know Hanoi.
Yeah, everyone know Hanoi when we go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Vietnam has maybe like 39 provinces.
39? No.
How many does it have?
It has a 63 province, right, Catherine?
63?
62.
62.
Oh,
62
wow.
now, yes.
That's a lot for me to remember.
Yes.
A lot of provinces.
Yes.
Okay, and it's your first class at Hama? Is this your first one? I see.
Yes.
And
first got in Hama, yeah.
Did you study English before?
Yes, I said it before.
In school?
In school, yes.
Oh.
I started about 10 years or over.
Oh,
but
I see.
I didn't usually eat, so I forget nearly. Yeah, so I need to learn it in online course from Hama. Yes.
I see. But maybe it will all come back very quickly because you studied it before, so it will come back very easy now, maybe.
Not easy, not so easy.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing. And how about you, Catherine?
Yes, I'm living in capital Vietnam.
Okay.
In Hanoi. Yeah. But my hometown is Thanh Hóa province. You maybe haven't heard about Thanh Hóa. It's in middle of Vietnam.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
And it is the first class at Hama?
Yes, the first class.
But did you study in school also?
Yes. Yes.
I see.
Yeah, I study in school from primary school, but it doesn't affect. So
I see.
my English is not well.
Yeah, I see. Okay, well, we keep practicing, and yeah, we will get better.
Yeah.
And
I hope you will support and help us.
yeah, of course. And how about you, Layla? Are you on mute? I cannot hear you.
Yeah. I come from Thanh Hóa City.
Ah,
Yes. I'm living in Hanoi.
I see.
Yes. This is my first course English study, and I speak English not well. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, we're all practicing, and
Yes.
and I know Tom. Tom was at Hama last. Tom was here last class at Hama, and so I know Tom, and I know his hometown.
So I don't know you. So I don't know you. I don't know you, man.
I see.
Yeah.
So for everybody, I am from New York in the USA, and I visited Hama maybe 2 months ago, and I met Tom at Hama for the last class before Tet holiday, and so this is how I know Tom. And okay, we can today our topic will be about borrowing and lending. Yeah. So we can talk about borrowing and lending today, and I think it's useful for us when one person is talking to if we all write a question for that person. So for example, if Rami is telling us about her experience borrowing and lending, then while we are listening to Rami, everybody will write one question for Rami. So when she is finished telling us about her experience, we each have a question for her to ask about her experience. I think this will help us listening. This will help us really think more about Rami's experience. So every time somebody is talking, we can write a question for them. Okay? So let's try that, because that way we will be actively listening to the other students. And I think it will help us learn more. Because when
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
I think that we will learn about traveling today, right?
Oh, we will learn about a different topic.
Oh, so I don't know about that.
Oh,
yeah,
no, that's okay. So traveling, maybe we can talk about a different topic. That's okay.
Yeah.
But so you're saying we learn about traveling?
Okay.
Wow.
So let me see. So we are group. Let me just make sure it's
Three.
Three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Group 3, and I see. Because some groups is different, because some groups I just finished doing the smile talk, and so our next talk would be borrowing and lending.
Yeah, we too. Topic today of our topic today is borrowing and lending, not traveling. Traveling is in the Friday.
The next one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tom has a mistake.
Okay. So
Okay,
day 5. Yeah, day 5, borrowing and lending.
Yes.
Day 5.
Okay. So
Exactly.
So don't worry, Tom. We will talk about traveling.
no, you can. Yeah.
But we will talk about on Friday. We'll talk about this on Friday. Don't worry, Tom. We will talk about it. But first, we do borrowing and lending. Okay.
Okay.
And after the class later today, I will read everybody's papers on the Google Drive, and I will make changes and suggestions to your papers. And so after it's good for everybody to read and review your paper, but also read the other students' paper as well in your group, because I will make changes to their paper, and so it's good for you to read their paper and understand their mistakes and the changes that I make for their papers also. It's helpful to learn. So how about maybe we start with Layla. Can you tell us about, have you ever borrowed, the first question is, have you borrowed books from other people? And so now everybody,
Yes.
when Layla is talking, everybody writes a question for Layla. So when she is finished, we can ask Layla questions. Okay?
Yeah.
So can you tell us about your experience, Layla? Have you ever borrowed books, or have you ever borrowed something from other students, or other people, other friends? Maybe you could tell us.
Yes, I have borrowed books from my friends
Hmm?
because I need it for my lessons. Sometimes many books stopped published, so I had to borrow them.
I see.
Yes.
And how about, have your friends or family ever borrowed books from you?
Can you?
Have your family or friends ever borrowed books from you?
Yes, sometime.
Ah, I see. And
Yes.
what kind of books do they borrow from you? English books or other kind of books?
I borrowed novel and sách là gì nhỉ?
Novels. Okay. But have people borrowed books from you? So you borrowed books from other people, but have other people borrowed books from you?
Yes.
Has anybody ever asked you to borrow a book from you? Do you understand? So the question in the paper is, did you borrow books from other people? But now I'm asking you, have you ever borrowed books from other people? It's a different question.
Mimi.
Ông hỏi là em đã từng mượn mấy người khác đã mượn sách của em chưa? Loại sách nào mà người ta hay mượn ấy, của em ấy?
Yes. Some people borrow book from me, such as manga.
Yeah, comic.
The Japanese manga books?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
And yes, and English books.
And
yes.
Tell me, is manga popular in Vietnam?
Manga? Yes.
Manga is popular in Vietnam? Many
Có
people
phổ
like
biến ở Việt Nam không?
Many people like to read this?
Mọi người thích đọc nó phải không? Truyện tranh Nhật Bản ấy.
No, I think
em đừng nhắc em nha.
No, I think
It's not popular.
No.
I
Yes.
see. Okay.
Yes.
And let's see, who borrowed the manga books from you? Your friend or your family?
My friend borrowed it.
I see.
Yes.
And did your friend give you the books back? Did your friend return the book?
Yes, of course.
I see. Because sometimes people do not return the book after they borrowed it.
My best friend don't return book for me.
Ah.
Yes.
And how did you feel? You were sad or angry?
I think I don't sad.
You were not sad.
Yes, because she is my best friend.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
And so she is your best friend now. She is still your friend.
I don't still best friends.
Oh, I see.
Because any problem other.
I see. I see. Okay.
Yes.
And how about, so Trish, do you have any questions for Layla about her experience?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Actually, I have not.
Oh, okay. You do not. You do not have any questions. Okay. And how about you, Catherine? Do you have any questions for Layla about her experience?
Okay. What books do you like most?
Yes, I think Tony buổi sáng.
Cafe with Tony.
Yes, Cafe with Tony.
Ah, Cat,
It's
I don't know this
book.
one. This is a Vietnamese book.
Yes, Vietnamese book.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Author in Vietnamese.
Ah, and what is the story about?
The story about motivation.
Ah, I
see. Yes.
I see.
For young
Advice,
people.
advice for motivation.
A motivational
life.
A motivational
life.
book. I see.
Yes.
And many people read this book in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's very famous.
Ah,
yes.
Okay. And who is it written by? What is the name of the author, the writer?
Tony.
Tony.
His name is Tony.
He's Vietnamese?
Yes.
Oh, it's a different Vietnamese name. It's usually something different, yeah? I see. Okay. Well, maybe I will have to look at see Tony's book someday. Yeah.
Maybe you have to learn more Vietnamese.
More Vietnamese.
Yeah, yes.
They do not have, Tony does not write in English?
Of course.
Vietnamese Tony.
Oh, I thought maybe Tony has an English name, so I thought maybe Tony writes in English too.
No.
Ah, okay. And how about you, Ramy? Do you have any questions for Layla?
Yes, I have. Have you ever read any English book?
Yes, I read Wimper Kid.
Oh, and what story this book talk? What story of this book?
Yeah.
A read book talk about experience of about sorry, quá nhỉ?
Diary.
Oh, about a diary.
Yes,
about
diary.
Yes, it's the same as a cover page.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay. And Tom, do you have any question for Layla?
So I think that Layla really like reading book. So have you ever joined
Dear John.
Yeah, have you ever joined a group about reading book on Facebook?
Ah, that's a good question.
Do you understand me, Layla?
No.
Join a book group on internet or
have you ever joined any group about reading book on Facebook?
Who is John?
You
Join.
Register.
Yes.
Join.
So this is
Join.
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 Yeah, yes.
Join.
Yes. Join. Yes, I enjoy any group books.
Ah.
Yes.
So we have, in the USA, we have book clubs. And so the way this works, many times a bookstore where they sell books, or a coffee shop or something like this, they will have a book club. So the group, like our group, our English group right now, today, we would choose a book to read, and then we will read the book at home for the week, and then maybe at the end of the week we will all go to the coffee shop or to the bookstore, and we will all talk about the book. And if we like the book, if we like the story, and we will talk about it and share our thoughts about the book. So some people in the USA like to join these kinds of book clubs. And is this popular in Vietnam?
No.
No?
Yes,
No, I think that is popular in Vietnam because of in Facebook have a lot of clubs book, and
I see.
when I was Ho Chi Minh City, I have ever go there. It's harder in especially thing every coffee in club, all the coffee in club free for everyone.
I see.
Yeah. When you go there, you can
I see.
you can enjoy the free coffee.
In Hanoi, also popular.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
It means it's popular in the big city.
But maybe not popular in the smaller cities.
Yes.
Yes.
I see.
Really.
Okay, interesting. And so how about Trish? Have you ever borrowed a book from a friend? Or
Yes,
has a friend borrowed a book from you?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
I'm a person who like to buy so many books, but I couldn't finish reading all of book I have bought. Why? But I want to read other books which I haven't bought. And I know my friend has it. So I borrow book from my friend, or I join groups which have activities for members to borrow or lend books. So I borrowed book from others. Yeah, I think I can save money, and it helps me to protect the environment, and have more friends who have the same hobby like me. Yes, that is the reasons I borrow books from others. Yeah.
So do you have a lot of libraries in Vietnam? Where, libraries, you can go and borrow books from the library and maybe borrow the book for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then you return it to the library.
Yes, but I don't like to go to a library.
I see.
In Vietnam has many library. I think each province have the library. Also
I see. And these libraries, they have a lot of books or not so many books?
I never go to library, but I think it's not so many books, especially about the most popular book in Vietnam for young people Yes, I think so.
Mm.
So I don't want to go to the library.
And what kind of books do you like to read?
I want to. How about sách về kỹ năng sống gọi là gì mấy chế?
Life skill.
Yes.
Life skill.
Yeah.
Skill for life.
Yeah. Book about skill for life. Do you know that?
Yeah, I think I understand.
Yeah.
Such as cafe
Quốc
with
tình là gì
Tony.
nhỉ?
Yes. Such a cafe with Tony.
I see. So maybe you can share with Layla. I see.
Yes, we share some book together to read together. I think so.
I see. And have you ever lent out a book to a friend or to your family?
Yes, I have.
Oh. And did they forget to return it, or they always remember to give it back to you?
No, they didn't read. They didn't forget.
Oh.
If they forget, I will remind them to give me back.
I see.
Because I love my book.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and Catherine, do you have a question for Trish?
Can I borrow some books from you?
Yes, of course.
But don't forget to return it.
But it's too far, so let's wait. When I return my hometown, I will lend you some books.
Yeah. Let me know what books you have. And
Catherine Trish has a library. Trish has a library at her home. This is why she does not go to the library. She has a library.
I think so.
I want to borrow your library, please, Trish.
No library, no library. Just a book or some books. Yes.
Not many books.
Yes.
I see.
You need to finish reading them. I think you need to read all of them.
I see.
After that, I will lend you more. Yeah, I think so.
I see. And how about you, Remy? Do you have a question for Trish?
Yeah. Have you ever find a book which never published anymore, and this just in library?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I just read some book. It's some. I don't think it's some book we haven't published. Yeah.
Okay. And
I think in the library there are many books which have published in the many years ago, but it's not start published in nowadays, so you can find it in library.
I see.
No, but it's what it's about. I think it must be a topic I want to care or something like that.
I see.
Let's introduce some book I can find in library. So I will go to the library after that. I think so.
I see.
Okay.
And how about you, Tom? Do you have a question? For Trish?
Nowadays, the people popular about online book, you know. So do you like online book more than
paper
book? Yeah.
Actually, I like paper than online book. I have the feeling to touch. I like the feeling to touch the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, use my sense to feel book. I think I like
Calm down.
lover. Yeah. So I need to cut it or something.
Maybe you like many times people like to write in the book, you know, and to make a note in the book when they're reading. You know, they take and they make a mark and they write about something in the book. And it's harder to do on an e-book, yeah? It's harder to do like this, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, what's interesting, I think, is that if you buy an e-book, yeah, so a digital book, like a book on the internet or computer, it's often many times like the same price. Yeah, and I feel like it should not be the same price. It should be cheap. Because when the book company, when they make a book, actual like a physical book, a hard copy or a paperback book, they have to use paper and they have to print it and then they have to send it to the store. And so by a truck, and then the people have to put it on the shelf. So they have to pay money for people to do all of this. But when you have an e-book, an electronic book, a digital book, you don't have to pay for this. So you would think that maybe an e-book should be cheap. It should not be the same price. It should be less.
Yeah.
But many times it's not less.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always wonder about this. So Layla, do you have a question for Trish?
Yes. And do you like reading detective stories like Conan?
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I like Conan or something.
Yeah.
Conan.
Yeah. The Sherlock Holmes stories. Yeah. The detective stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Conan is a Japanese comics.
Oh.
Yes. You know that? It's not.
Yes.
It's not in English.
Yes, it's not in English.
Maybe it's in English.
It's
but
had
you know Conan. Do you know Conan, Chris?
No, I don't know Conan.
Wow.
Do you read when you read a Japanese book, like Japanese manga or Conan, do you read it in English or in Vietnamese or in Japanese? You all know
in
Japanese?
No, in Vietnamese. Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, it's very good. You know Japanese too.
No. Maybe next part.
She also like the Germany girl.
Ah, I see. Maybe Hama will have a Japanese class next time.
Yes. And we are our classmates.
Yeah, but I won't teach this one because I don't know Japanese. Maybe I will be a student.
Yes, I think you and me are classmates.
Yeah, we can learn together.
Yes, learn together.
You know, I learned some. Yesterday I was reading some papers about the Nome writing in Vietnam. You know, the Nome characters, the old Chinese style writing in Vietnam, the Chu Nome. You know this one?
No.
Yeah.
Chữ nôm á.
No, yeah.
Chữ nôm á.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Chữ
Chữ
nôm
Hàn
á.
á, chữ Hàn, chữ nôm á.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, you know, and
How was this, man?
oh, it's very cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have there is a website on the internet where they show all of the Nom letters for today's Vietnamese. So you have different words in Vietnamese, and it'll show you the letter, how to say it in the Nom.
Wow.
How to write it, you know. And it's interesting because many of the Nom letters are very similar to Japanese.
And Chinese.
And Chinese too. Yeah. But you know, I don't know any Chinese, but I studied some of the alphabet. It's like an alphabet in Japanese. It's called hiragana and katakana. And it's like our alphabet in English, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know. I learned the alphabet in Japanese. And many of the Japanese letters are also in the Nom. It's the same, it's the same letter, but it's different meaning, you know, it's different meaning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because, you know, Japanese, it comes from Chinese.
Yes.
And the Nom comes from Chinese, you know, so it's interesting to see the connection.
Yeah, it comes from Chinese, but it belongs to Vietnamese.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. But
no, different from chữ Hán gì? Hán.
Yeah.
Hán word.
Chinese
Chinese
letter.
Yeah, different, but you can see the influence. So you can see maybe some of the letters look very similar because it's the influence.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that the Japanese letters also you can see very similar in Nom, but they mean different, you know, they mean different things.
Yes.
Okay, and how about Remy? Have you ever borrowed a book before from a friend?
Yes, I have. But it's
a book
not
about
usually.
Conan? A Conan book?
No. no.
Maybe about Tony?
No.
There's Tony everywhere. Tony.
Yeah. I sometimes I saw a few books which haven't published it anymore. So I borrowed and borrow it. It's not usually because I am a book lover and I like to collect books. So if I really want to read a book, I would buy it. I like to the true like twist. I want to feel the true sense when I read own book, and I don't care about the deadline to return it for my friends or other.
I see. And maybe so you have your own library.
Yeah, I think so. I have a small room. There are many books in this room.
I see.
So I call it a book reading room.
Yeah, reading room. So all of the people in your province come to your home to see your book.
No, I don't think so. It's difficult to me to lending book for someone.
I see. So you don't like to lend books to people. You like to keep them in your library.
Not that.
Yeah.
I chose lending book for someone who I trust that she or he will return it to me.
I see.
Yeah.
And have you ever borrowed books before from anybody?
Yes, I have.
And
sometimes really.
Maybe you don't return the book and now you have a very big library.
No.
So bad. So bad.
No, you are...
No, not me. I always return on book I borrow.
I see.
Because
we know
yeah,
that.
because I think
that's the reason you don't like to invite someone to your library. Because they will recognize their book.
no, the reason, the big reason that I am difficult to lending someone book because there are many people who don't return my book before.
I see.
Yes.
So I can't buy it again because it's not published anymore.
I see. And what kind of books do you like to read?
I like many kind of book. Example, novel, meditation.
Oh, meditation. I see.
Yeah, and children education or love relationship.
Like romance books and things like this.
Yeah, many kind.
I see.
Depends on my age. Yeah,
I see.
And now, when I was young, I liked the novel. I to read the novel or comic, Japanese.
Japanese comic, the manga.
Yeah, and in a few years, recent year, I like to read children education.
I see.
Yeah,
I've never read manga, these manga books, but I know it's very popular in Asian countries. I think Japanese manga is very popular style in many Asian places. Yeah, but I've never read it before. Maybe I will try to. Maybe I will borrow one from Remy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If I have occasion to meet you in real life, I don't lend someone I meet in online.
I see. I see. Yeah. And so the difference between fiction and non-fiction. Did you learn these words yet? So when you have a book about non-fiction, this is a book that means like a book that is about true things, like a story that really happened. Maybe it's about some person's life, or it's about science, maybe they do experiments and they find out new things. So it's a real story, non-fiction. But
non-fiction, okay.
Yeah, but fiction stories are stories that you make up, that you write, but it's not real.
Yeah.
You make up somebody in your mind, or you make up a story in your mind, but it did not really happen. So these would be fiction books.
Such as a novel?
Yeah, like a novel. Yeah. So this is how in English we think fiction books or non-fiction books. So maybe I would say, what do you prefer to read? Do you like to read fiction or non-fiction? So if you like, I prefer to read more non-fiction. So I read about about maybe astronomy and the stars and the planets and planet Earth and the sun. It's real. It's non-fiction.
Science.
Yeah, science. Yeah, or stories about people who are like real people. Maybe like a story about Donald Trump or something,
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, no.
I'm waiting for the Donald Trump book.
Yeah. Okay, maybe Tom, you can tell us about your experience. Do you have a lot of books, Tom? Do you like to read? Do you like to borrow books from your friends?
I hate reading book, you know. So I hate the feeling when I reading book. Yeah, I don't like reading book.
I see.
Yeah.
And not even books on the internet.
Yes.
No books.
Now I just wanna read. I just wanna read manga in online.
I see.
I think that I'm not suitable. I'm not suitable with the book. The paper book. Yeah.
I see.
When I talk to and read this, I feel headache. Yeah.
Oh, a headache. Oh, a dodo.
It have a lot. Yeah.
Oh no.
It have a lot. You know, it have a lot of work in there.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I see, Tom. I see. It's a big problem for you, maybe. And so yeah, okay, it's interesting. But you'd like to read books about Tony?
I don't even know him. I don't even know him. Tony. Who is Tony?
Oh my God, Tom, you're like me. We don't know Tony.
Of course, you don't.
Maybe Tommy a foreigner. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you too foreigner.
No.
Miss Hằng know Tony.
You know, Chris. Yeah, Miss Hằng know Tony, and she told with everyone should read the Tony book. So
Three.
yeah, read
He read a lot of Tony.
Yeah, properly. I will learn. I will read that book.
I see.
In the near future.
I think in the future, but
you know what book I think would be interesting? A Vietnam book is to read a story about the life and biography about Ho Chi Minh. I think a book about Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah, his history book.
Ho Chi Minh.
You mean history book?
Yeah, because he had a very interesting life, I think. You know, he traveled a lot. He lived in I think the USA for some time. He lived in London for some time. Yeah. And I think he has very interesting life. You know? But
he's the most.
So if I read about Ho Chi Minh, then this would be a book of non-fiction, right? This is non-fiction, Ho Chi Minh, because it's a real person. I'll read about his real life, non-fiction. Okay, maybe Catherine, how about you? Do you like to read? Do you borrow books from your friends and never return them?
No, I haven't.
I see.
Yes, but I borrow books from others, from library, from my friends, from my relative.
And you like to read fiction or non-fiction?
Both. Some books belong to fiction and some belong to non-fiction.
I see. And you like manga too?
Yes, Conan is an example.
How about the Doraemon? How about the Doraemon?
Doraemon.
Yeah.
Drama.
Doraemon and Conan is our childhood.
Oh,
yeah. Doraemon, Chris.
I don't know this one, Tom.
Wow.
I never read this one. Is it? I never read this one.
It tells about robot cats. Cat.
Oh, robot cat.
Yeah.
I see. But it's in Vietnamese book?
Yes, I read it in a Vietnamese.
I see.
Yeah, and you know, I cannot speak Japanese. Japan.
Me either.
But in general, I rarely borrow books from others. I prefer buying to borrowing.
I see. And you like to go to the library?
No. I don't like. I just only go there if it's necessary.
Many people in Vietnam don't go to library.
Yes. Yes. When I was in a university, I had to library.
I see.
Read or to borrow some books we couldn't buy outside.
You know, a library is good in the USA because you can go to the library to get movies. You can borrow magazines, and then you can borrow books, and they have usually a lot of good books. And if they don't have the book you want at your library, then the library will borrow the book from another library and get it for you. So it's nice because you can have a lot of different books and you don't have to pay. Yeah, you don't have to borrow. You can borrow it for free, so it doesn't cost you any money.
In Vietnam, even National Library, we have to pay fee for reading.
I see.
But it's a little money. It's cheap.
I see. We pay for the library in the USA through our tax money. So maybe if you go to their store and you buy a coffee or you buy a pair of shoes or something like this, then you pay tax. So a little bit of money from what you buy goes to the government for everybody. And then they take some of this tax money and they use it to do things like buy books for the library.
Yes.
So everybody is paying for the library, but just a little bit of money through their taxes.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. So, okay, our next question is, have you ever borrowed money? Do any of you ever borrow money from friends or family?
Yes, I have. Yes, I borrow a big amount from bank and friends. When I bought the house that now I'm living in.
I see.
Yes.
And so you have to pay it back?
Not yet.
I see.
Yeah, a part.
So if like your family gave you the money, then and you don't have to pay back, then you would say that it is a gift. Yeah, if you don't have to pay it back, it is a gift. But if you have to pay it back, then you are borrowing. I like to receive gifts.
Me too.
Yeah, everybody likes gifts.
I don't mind if someone give me a gift like that.
Yeah, I think we all prefer. Yeah, we prefer gift rather than borrowing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and how about you, Layla? Have you ever borrowed money from a bank or from a friend or family or stranger? Maybe somebody you don't know, you borrow money from them?
Yes, I have borrowed money from my best friend, bank, or my family members.
I see. And you borrowed money for a home or to buy a motorbike or something like this? Or to buy books? to buy the Tony book, maybe.
Come on, man.
Yes, I borrow money from bank for buy a home.
I see. So many people do this in Vietnam. Many people borrow money from the bank to buy a home. It's popular. Oh, yes. Okay. Because you know, it's very popular to do it like this in the USA. But you know, in some countries, it is not as popular. So, for example, in Germany, in Europe, many people they don't borrow as much from the bank to buy a home. They save money for a long time, and then after they save enough money, then they go and they pay for the home. So they don't borrow as much as like in the USA. Nobody likes to save any money. They just borrow. They just go to the bank and then they get the money and then they buy a home. Yes. But so you can do it right away. You can go buy a home maybe very soon. But in Germany, people wait a long time. They save, they save, they save. And then they finally buy the home, so they don't have to borrow money, or maybe they borrow just a little bit of money, not a lot of money. Yes. So it's different like culture. And how do you feel? Do you let everybody borrow money from you? Maybe you will let me borrow $100 US.
Hỏi là người khác có mượn tiền em không á?
Do you let people borrow money from you? Do you lend money to people?
Yes. I lend money.
A lot of money or a little bit of money?
No, I have a lot. I haven't a lot of money to lend. Yes.
I see. Yeah, me either.
I have enough money to buy Tony.
I see.
Tony books.
Yeah. Maybe I can let somebody borrow maybe 10,000 Vietnam dong. but I don't have much more than this for lending. Yes. Yeah. So okay. How about you, Catherine? Can you tell us though? Have you lent people money? So yes. you borrowed money for your home, but did you lend money to people? I forgot to ask you.
Yes. Oh. I've lent money for other people.
Yeah. A lot of money?
But no, it's just little.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they pay you back?
Yes, they pay back on time.
I see. Sometimes they don't pay.
Yes, and no, sometimes they forgot. And
yeah.
I remind them.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, to pay it back. Yeah.
That's good.
Because I want to keep our relationship.
I see. Maybe yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. How about you, Trish? Can you tell us about your experience? Do you like to borrow a lot of money from your friends?
I just borrow money when I need. I don't like borrow them.
I see.
Yeah.
From your friends or your family?
My relative and my friends. Yeah. But it's little money to borrow. Yeah.
I see. Like 50,000 Vietnam dong?
No, it's too little to borrow. Yeah, but I think it's
the same the cost 1 can beer. One can beer.
Oh, that's funny.
You got it, Chris.
Yeah, and so did you pay the money back?
Yes, of course.
You don't forget. You never forget. You always pay it back.
No, sometimes I forget.
Oh, sometimes you forget. Oh,
I forget to pay them. Pay back for them. So they must remind me.
I see.
No, I think it's very simple. When I forget, somebody remind me, so I pay it back.
I see.
It's not a problem.
And maybe, do you have friends that borrow money from you?
Yes.
Ah.
My friend borrow from me. Yeah.
They pay you back, or you have to remind them?
both of ways. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. And what did you borrow money for? To buy? Like new clothes or a new home or what?
No.
New book?
Now it's my book is my money to buy. Yeah.
I see.
I borrow for my living cost, my bill.
Oh.
When I had no job. I was poor at that time. Yes.
Ah, I see.
I have no job. Yeah.
Ah.
So I need my friends' help. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's nice. You have friends to help you.
Holiday.
Yeah. Oh, holiday. Yeah.
I'm in gap year too.
Gap year.
Oh, I see. So you are traveling now, huh?
No.
You are traveling around the world now.
No, not around the world. Travel around in Vietnam.
I see. Well, maybe don't go to China now. Maybe.
Yes, but now
you stay in Vietnam. Maybe it's better.
Coronavirus.
Yeah.
Live at home.
Yeah, don't go to China.
Maybe you should go Korea.
Yeah.
Korea.
But maybe maybe it's cheap in Korea now.
No.
It's good prices, and maybe.
No. You don't know what this mean, because in Korea is have a coronavirus too.
Yeah.
Many people get sick.
Yeah. So many. Yeah, many people. But the prices may be cheaper now to get a hotel.
No,
it's
I don't
cheap.
want to.
No, I think that it's so cheap.
It's cheap, so cheap, yeah. Now. And you can get a seat on the bus now, and the subway. You can get a good seat. Because not many people. Yeah.
Only you into the bus.
Yeah. yeah. You're the only one on the bus. Okay. How about you, Remy? Can you tell me? Do you borrow money sometime?
Not sometime. There are only one time. I really to borrow money from other. And one time when I was young, I have just married. So I and my husband borrow money from his parents to buy our house. Yeah, and so they was kindly to don't ask us to pay it soon, and we was happy and grateful them.
They give you a gift.
No, we must to return it. But it's not soon. It's not.
Not soon.
Yeah. Soon, yeah.
Yeah, not soon.
It's not soon.
Oh.
And after 3 years, we have done for returning that money. But this is the one time I borrow money from other. Yeah, because I haven't much need to use money.
Yeah.
I try to simplify my life and less need.
I see.
Yeah, and not put me in the situation that I enough money to buy something.
I see. And do you let people borrow money from you?
Yeah, I have. That's okay to me. That's okay to me when lending somebody money. Yeah.
A lot of money, or like 50,000 dong?
No, yeah. Sometimes this is a lot of money for my sister or for my brother. For my family member. Only.
I see. And they pay you back?
Yes.
You have to remind them?
No, I don't. Because this is a big amount, so I let them a long time to returning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, don't let they worry.
So maybe they know that you have money from your family, and then they borrow money from you, like to borrow the money from your family. So your husband's family, they let you borrow the money, and then maybe your sister wants to borrow the money from you. So it like go like a circle.
Yes, let's go. It's popular in Vietnam. The family member borrow money together, each other. Yeah.
I see. Okay, how about you, Tom? You borrow a lot of money?
No, I want to borrow a lot of money, you know. Yeah, because I cannot buy for them again. Yeah, you know, because of that reason, I don't want to borrow a lot of money from my friend. So you know, especially, I have already promised with myself that I will not from my friend borrow money, because I have ever lost a friend about that. Yeah, that is a story. Yeah.
So nobody ever had any problem other than Tom? Tom the only one that had the problem with a friend or family? Everybody always pays you back? You never had nobody had a problem with a friend that did not pay you back?
So I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
When I from my friend borrow my money, I lost him forever. Unbelievable.
He borrowed money from you.
Yeah, and I lost him forever.
Oh, I see.
I
see. Yeah.
Forever.
I see.
That is the reason. I will not from my friend borrow money anymore.
Yeah. He borrowed a lot of money from you.
I think that it a lot.
More than 50,000 dong.
It's not too much with it's not too much with everyone, but it's a lot with me.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Tom. And but nobody ever had this problem, like Layla, for example. Everybody always pays you back.
No. Old friends never pay my money to me.
Me too.
And this is a big amount money to me when I was young.
I see.
Yeah, and I was ready to lending him immediately when he asked me. But 10 years, he haven't returned it yet.
Oh wow! It takes him a long time to pay you.
Yeah, and I never asked him anymore. Okay.
But you reminded him before?
Yes, I remind 3 times. But he have many reasons to don't returning.
I see.
You remind me what? Sorry.
No. So, I am talking about my old friend who borrowed money from me when I was young.
Yeah, Remy had the same experience as you, Tom. Where the person did not pay Remy back. Maybe it is the same person, maybe, that did not pay Tom.
Hey, what his name? What his name, Remy? Remy, what his name? I want to know what his name.
Still. Yeah.
I think maybe it's not. It's different person, Tom. I think.
No, I think they're the same people.
And Trish, you had this problem too? Same problem?
Actually, I can't remember.
Oh, you forgot.
Yeah, but I think I'm a lucky girl who don't have any problem with my relationship. Yeah. Nobody don't return things to nobody return. Yeah.
Everybody returns the things to you.
Yes.
Okay. And how about Catherine?
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh, you did not. We talked.
No one doesn't pay back to me.
I see.
Because when someone to borrow money from me, I always consider how close we are. Yeah, especially it's a big amount. But someone I lost a lot of money. I give my mother a big amount of money for she keeping for me. But she lent to her friend. So it lost.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
That's too bad.
Yeah. It's the money I prepared for buying a home.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. Let's see. Our next topic is about describe when you first met someone. Who the person was, and you know, somebody that you remember meeting for the first time. Maybe it was your best friend, or boyfriend or girlfriend, or husband or wife, or maybe somebody famous. Yeah, maybe you met Donald Trump or something like this, and you can tell about this experience. How about Layla? Can you tell me about an experience?
Yes. I'd like to talk to you about the first time I met my husband. Yes. In the evening 3 years ago, I hang out to drink coffee with my uncle, and I met him. Yes. He was my uncle's friend. We talked together about age, my learning, and his job. Yes. At the first time I met him, I wasn't fallen in love with him. Yes, in my eyes, he was extremely attractive, tall, and a little fat.
How you say in Vietnamese? Mop?
Mop.
I
Yes,
see.
mop.
Okay, he was kind of tall and fat.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes. However, he told rapid. Yes. Then I gave my phone number, and we have been dating since that day. Yes.
I see.
Yes.
And now you are married to him.
Yes.
I see.
We married.
And how long did you date your husband before you married your husband?
2 years.
Is this
about 2 years.
This is common in Vietnam? Like maybe 2 years, people they date and then they get married after 2 years, or sooner or longer for many people? How do you think? So many people they date for maybe 2 years and then they get married, or do they date longer?
Longer? No. I think some people dating for about 1 month.
And then they get married?
Yes.
What?
Then
really?
Then they
oh my
can
God.
divorce.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh wow. That's very soon. One month. Wow.
Yes.
I see.
I know a couple even 1 week.
1 week. Oh my God. Is it you? Is it you, Catherine?
They got no. They got married after 1 week dating.
Oh wow.
So and then
they get divorced.
Now, up to now they still happy. Maybe they are destined each other.
They waited 1 week for marriage. They were married 1 week and then they divorced. Yeah, so 1 week.
I think your story like buying a lottery.
I see.
It belongs to lucky. Yeah.
And how do you think, Trish? Do you think how long do people date in Vietnam before they get married? Many people, would you say? How long do you think?
I don't know.
1 year, maybe? 1 week?
Maybe 1 year. Maybe 1 year.
1 year.
Common number for a couple to date and married.
I think many people in Vietnam get married very young.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm too young to get married.
Very young.
I'm single.
Oh, I see. But many girls, they get married very young.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they have children very young too.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. Okay, and maybe Trish, you can tell us about a time you met somebody in your life that you remember? Maybe a special person?
I would like to talk about the first time I met my best friend. Yeah. When we attended the opening ceremony of the new academic year together. At that time, I didn't like her. I saw that she wasn't friendly with all people the same as the way she showed. So I felt she was insincere and cold when I talked to her the first time. I also thought she was a warm book. So I talked about timetable of the first days at the new university. But after that, we had more occasions to learn and play together. And I felt that she was a funny, playful, and kind girl. So we became best friends. Yes, it's my...
I see, that's interesting. You never thought maybe you would be best friends when you first met her?
Yes, and she didn't like me too.
Oh, wow. That's a good story, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, but now you have good friends. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. And how about you, Tom? Can you tell me about a time when you met somebody, or maybe your dog or your cat?
Maybe a dog. Yeah, I think that is still a dog. Yeah.
How do you feel, Tom?
Yeah. I met him when I buy him from an uncle house. So you know, yeah, in the house. Of course, we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anything because of, we don't talk anything because of you. So you know, but he's so kind. He's so handsome. He's so handsome. I think so. Yeah. I don't know the standard for him, but I think that he's so handsome.
I see.
He is a kind of Phú Quốc dog. Phú Quốc. You know Phú Quốc Islands? Yeah, Phú Quốc. Yeah, that's the biggest islands in Vietnam. Yeah, the biggest island in Vietnam, and he a kind of Phú Quốc dog.
I see.
From there. Yeah. So I felt that I already lucky when I have him.
You have a good friend. Yeah.
We talk. We say something.
I see.
I say something with him when I said. Yeah.
And he never wants to borrow money.
Yeah,
or borrow.
He don't ask me.
No,
yeah, he don't ask me about that. So you know, if he asks me about that, I will die.
I see.
Yeah, so creepy.
I see.
Yeah, so creepy.
I see.
I think so.
Okay. And I guess we have only a couple of more minutes remaining. So maybe Remy, you can tell us too about your experience.
Yeah, I want to tell about a man who changed my life completely. And I love him. I love him when we met the first meeting, the first eyes. And could you guess him?
Oh, love at first sight.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your husband?
No.
Oh,
it's my son.
Oh, your son. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's my son, yeah. And the first time I saw him, I was happy. And my tear, and I have my tear in my face.
I see.
Yeah. I also smiled and cried on time. Yeah. And when the nurse put him on my chest, when I see the tiny head keep wiggling, and I think, oh, amazing. He is angel. And I always grateful to the universe to brought him to my life.
I see.
Yeah.
And you have one son. Do you have any other children?
Yes, I have 2 sons.
Oh, I see. But you were not so happy to meet the other one.
No. I have many close person in my life, and I happy to meet them in the first time. But my son is amazing, amazing moment and amazing first time.
I see.
Amazing first time in meeting, I think.
I see. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing. And I guess it's just about breakfast time now. So we have breakfast now. And if you have any questions, you can write me. I will read the papers after breakfast, and I will make some corrections or suggestions how I think maybe it is more, how you might say it differently, or maybe your papers are fine and I won't make any suggestions. But I will look at them and read them. And so, if you have time over the next few days or today, whenever, just try to read your paper and other students' paper and see if you understand everything. And you can write me if you have any questions or you don't understand something. And I will put this video from our discussion, our group talk this morning. I will send you the link to YouTube with this video. And if you want to watch it, if you think it would be helpful, then you can watch it again. And okay, so we'll have a good day and a nice week.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, but Chris,
Thank you.
Can I have asking? how can we keep in touch?
Okay, let me send you. This is the best way to get in touch with me. You can send me an email message.
Yes.
Because I don't really like Facebook, you know, but you can send me an email.
Yes. Okay.
And I answer emails very fast. But Facebook, if you send me a message on Facebook, I will answer you, but maybe not as fast because I don't like to be on Facebook. I don't like it.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
It's very distracting, I think. You know. So I'd like to maybe not use it so much. So have a good morning and a breakfast and a day and a week, and I will talk to you later. Okay.